Hi guys, so this is the next part. I'm doing it right away. Promised to do it in the last recording, just took a little too long getting the basics done, but now it's time for the running. Same process as the idle in the earlier recording. We have a few layers already set up, so I'm planning on doing 8 frames for the run. And we have the little guy that we're gonna take for the run. Let's select everything and copy him onto our first layer and make sure we have him in the box. That I probably still set to invisible. So let's put the box back to visible. We have the guy, we have the box. So this is the same restriction for the file export that we used for the idle earlier. Nothing changed there. All we do now is hide everything else. So now we copy the robot from the run 1 to the run 2 layer. We select everything if it's not locked and select the other layer, Ctrl-Alt-V, copies everything in place. When you just copy with Ctrl-V instead, it might put it somewhere on the screen. Let's just do that. See, it puts it in a position we don't need. We want things to stay where they are. So now I'll lock layer 1 and set the opacity of that one down a little bit. And let's zoom in so you guys get to see a little bit more of what's happening now. So let's start selecting the elements and rotate the up on the right layer. And the opacity was wrong. I set it down for the layer that we want to work on instead of the layer below. So now we should have things visible nicely. Here we go. Rotate this arm inwards. This leg needs to go back in order for him to stand on it in roughly 1 frame from now. This one won't swing forward. It actually goes through the knee pose. So the knee is lifted up, the leg is going back, and then it will move forward, and this arm swings in, and probably try and keep the shoulder better, and just rotate, come on, just rotate the arm. So the arm will rotate here, and we're using different hand. We got our hands here, and I think this one will do nicely. So let's put that in place here. Okay, so this is frame 2, and we might as well move it up slightly so that when he stands in the next frame, he is at his tallest. Now we copy what we have on layer 2 to the run layer 3. Didn't copy. Not having much luck with the copy today. Let's try that again, and here we go. Okay, this one goes down to 50% now, and the run hopefully is at 3. We can hide the first one and zoom back in. Okay, so now this leg will be right underneath, so the guy is standing on this leg. Everything else goes up a little bit more, and this arm rotates in. There we go. In a little bit more. Now we see a little bit of an edge there. Don't want that. Let's move it back. There we go. This arm will be going pretty much behind, and we can probably use the other hand for this one as well, and just set it all the way back. That's not back, that's rotated. This is going back. Okay, I'm doing a lot of things here I shouldn't be doing, so rather than switch layers, which I did by control page down, control page up, I just wanted to push control. No, I didn't want to push control. I wanted to just go page down and page up to change the layering so that this second hand is behind the body. Okay, and this leg will be there, and in the next pose we turn it forward. So that is pose 3. Now it's on to 4. We copy everything again, copy everything, put it on 4, lock 3, and set the opacity down to 50. And we don't need layers below anymore. So now the whole character goes down again. It's too much, and it's helpful to add a guideline here to see where the ground is. So by just dragging it down from there, we get ourselves a guideline. I deleted the leg. Okay, so this leg stays on the ground. That's what the guideline is good for. It moves back while the back leg swings forward. This arm swings forward as well, and so does the hand, while the back hand now appears behind the body. And this is our back shoulder, which probably will disappear completely at this stage. So that's pretty much state 4. Let's select everything, copy it onto 5, lock 4, and set the opacity of 4 down to 50%, just like the others. Hide 3, and in 4 we reach the point where we have the reverse extreme pose we started from. In this stage, the front leg is at its furthest, so if I put the run 1 back in, I should now have pretty much a mirror copy of it, with this leg going to the extreme pose there, the back leg going to the extreme pose that the front leg was in. The front arm, seeing is slightly turned, not quite where the front arm was in the first frame, but pretty close, and we probably should take the extreme arms again. Let's copy one from layer 1 and put it on 5. Okay, now seeing the layer got the opacity of 50%, the object got the opacity of 50% when I copied it onto a layer. So when you copy across layers, make sure that afterwards you set the opacity back to 100. It's down in the lower left where you have the fill, stroke, and the opacity. So if I set that to 100, now I have my full hand again. Okay, if I put it where we had it in the first frame, it would be too extreme compared to the head, seeing the head is not totally turned. I'll have the shoulder right here, doesn't look good in relation to the face, so I keep it a little bit less extreme. I use the same hand here and rotate it with the back hand, do the same, it's not quite as extreme. And now I just need to find my shoulder. There it is. Move that one back in and rotate it to get there. Okay. That's too much. Okay, back a little. So we'll see the shoulder come back out and the arm go back. And if I turn 4 off, you can see that the run 1 and the run 5 look nearly exactly the same if you just look at the silhouette. But I forgot to set it down, so let's do that now. 1, 2. For the up and down, I like to use the cursor keys. Just makes it easier to control and to undo or to move separate parts in the right spot afterwards that you forgot to move. Okay, that is number 5. Okay, for the next one I just pre-prepared them, so we go from 5 to 6, which is the reverse of what we had earlier. Now the front leg goes in and the knee will come forward, the arms swing back in, the body goes back up, and then we go to 7. The opacity of this one needs to go up, and the body goes up further. And if we look at that and look at 3, we see it's the identical frame, because that is the extreme pose with one leg down, except now that I look at it, I see that I stuffed it up here, because in this case it should be the front leg being there and the back leg being down. So there we go, front leg down and front and back leg down. I'm having a problem with front and back today, just too many elements. Anyway, it is the reverse pose of 3. Now that we look at it, we just see that the legs change, and then 8 goes back to the front leg being nearly bent forward, or we can take it and move it, come on, extreme forward, because it needs to connect to this scene, which is our first scene, because after 8 we go back to 1, so this arm, this back arm, goes that tad further out, so probably needs to go there, and we can move this one a little bit further. Back. Okay, and frame 8 connects to frame 1 again. Let's just make sure that we connect to frame 7 as well. That's 7, that's 8, and I forgot to move things down on 8, so 1, 2, slightly down to connect better to 1 where the body is at its lowest. Okay, so we've got 8 frames. In the previous recording I explained how to export things by turning the box layer to invisible and then selecting a frame at a time, exporting it at a set side. Did I say side? Set size. So with all 8 frames exported, we should look at something like this, and you can see the similarity between most of the layers where they match up, like the 3 and the 7 here. It is similar motions for the legs, just the arms are in different positions with the legs. So I hope you enjoyed this one. The running with guns will come right up as the next video recording. I hope you have fun. See you again in the next tutorial. Ciao for now.